Welcome everyone to the video and welcome to Goodwill. Man, Halloween is in full swing already. It's not even October yet. um, Let me know if you guys got your Halloween decorations up. We got the inside of the house decorated already. Working probably on the outside this coming weekend to get the we have some blow ups and a tree, actually, a Halloween tree that we'll be putting up in the front yard. So Halloween is definitely one of our favorites. So we're going to start gearing up and getting ready for that. Here we go. We got all the, we're at the Goodwill here. This is the one where they have all the, that's all like pop, those Funko Pops, or from the blind bags, those giant like Funko blind bags. That's where those, a lot of those little figures come from. And I think I've said it before in a previous video. If you're finding those blind bags, sometimes it's worth it to actually open up the blind bag and sell the pieces individually from the inside, as opposed to actually just selling the blind bag. So we're looking at some jewelry here. Lots of glassware, glasses. I don't buy any. Well, I shouldn't say I don't buy any glasses. I have bought some glasses, depending upon the brand. If they're designer glasses, sometimes it might be worth it. Because I have bought and sold some designer brand glasses and have resold it, even with prescription frames in it. Because you can get the frames, and then you can have different lenses put into them. So don't be afraid if the glasses already have prescription in them, because someone can always get a new prescription for those glasses. And some people have, a style or a fit that they like, or a brand that they like, so that they'll stick to. So, if you find them out there and they're going for good money, put them up and resell them. So let's see. Appliances. We're here starting in the sporting goods section. Electronics, appliances. Gonna check out the golf clubs really quick. Not a very big haul today at this Goodwill. Let me know what you guys see. Let me know if I'm passing up anything that you guys would be picking up. Again, if you have any questions about anything, why am I looking at this? Why am I not looking at this? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I'm willing to answer your questions or offer any help that you may need. We're all, trying to make a living here. And if you're watching this video, you're probably reselling or thinking about reselling. And I've been doing it for quite some time. This is some software. This is sealed in the box. It's some audio editing software. It's an older version, but because it's sealed in the box, it was, I think, $4 or $6 for it. I'm willing to take a gamble on it. Sometimes some of that older hardware, older software for computers does have value, especially if it's brand new. And people will be looking for it. Some people are comfortable with a certain type of software, or they're comfortable with a certain type of operating system. And if you have something new in the box, they might be looking for it on eBay. So I'm definitely going to post it up. A lot of my solds I will throw up in, or notable solds, I will throw them up in my YouTube shorts. So do look out on my shorts. I will put a lot of sold stuff on there. Those are just the quick little 15-second videos here on YouTube. Also, any highlights from my day, I'll throw up in my shorts as well. But the toys haven't been very good. Oh, I shouldn't say it. My last video, I got some decent toys. It wasn't a lot of toys, but it was pretty good. A pretty good haul of toys in the last video. I will say I haven't really, from this Goodwill, I haven't really pulled any great toys, any, big toy haul from here. It just hasn't happened from this Goodwill. Here we are in the little miscellaneous baggy section. Be on the lookout, Bolo, for those little tile trackers On numerous occasions, we found them in these little baggie section. They'll just stuff a whole bunch of brand new tiles, and they're the little trackers. The brand is Tile, and they go for pretty good money. They'll usually bulk them up together, and generally in the baggies, it's right around $5 for a baggie. And we had a baggie one time that was like had 10 tiles in it, and we resold them all for $25 or more, depending upon the model it is as well too. So I made some pretty good profit on those. So you can never, don't ever just walk by the baggie or miscellaneous aisle. You never know what's in there. So I'm searching for something here. Looking for something. And I will say, that the Goodwills haven't been that great as of late. Not just, here where I'm filming, but even when I'm not filming, they're not that good as a, I don't know if it's the time of year, but I don't really remember last year. I mean, I think we were still finding some good stuff around this time, but I'm not sure really what's going on. They could be, sending a lot more stuff to their online stores, but or to their what do you call it, boutique. But I haven't really been seeing too much. So I'm very fortunate to also have some flea markets in our area. So I've been kind of leaning more towards the flea markets as of late. And as a matter of fact, I went, I'll have some more flea market videos coming out because I'm going more and more to the flea market just because I'm finding more good stuff, sellable stuff on eBay. So you will start to see some more flea market videos coming out, not just the one here and there. This is computer memory. I forgot what it was. I think it was either DDR or DDR2. But I did look it up. It really wasn't worth it picking up. Right now, I think if you find a like DDR3 memory, it'll say on there DDR3. If it's used and you're not familiar with it, you're not able to test it, I wouldn't recommend picking it up. If it's brand new, still sealed, I would say pick it up. DDR3, DDR4, look out for it. DDR5 too, that's the newest. It'll say it on the package. This is a Starbucks coffee maker. And if you guys remember from a few videos ago from this actually same Goodwill, I got a Starbucks barista coffee grinder, and that sold within about, I think, 2 or 3 days. It sold very quickly, and it sold for full asking price. So I did pay up for it, and I think it was $32 for the grinder. This was also $32, but the grinder, I think it was like, no, I can't remember now. It was like $75 or $80 or so for the grinder. This coffee maker, I'm not sure. What's kind of cool, as you can see, I'm looking up the comps right now. What's kind of cool about this coffee maker is the actual pot is insulated, so it's going to keep that coffee hotter longer. I don't know if anybody out there makes, whole pots of coffee in the morning or whatever. I know a lot of people do Keurigs, and personally, I use a pour over. I used to make small pots of coffee, and that coffee, I mean, I didn't like leaving the little because it had like a little heating. The coffee pot I had a little heating source underneath it. I didn't like leaving it on, so I would typically turn it off, and that coffee got cold quick. So definitely see the benefit of an insulated coffee pot, especially if you're having parties, get-togethers. I know my uncle, he always had a insulated coffee pot and always used it. Keeps the coffee hot for longer. This is a cassette recorder. It's currently listed on eBay. It's up and listed already, and it's getting a lot of attention. Anything like, Walkman style cassettes, this vintage electronic stuff, clean, still works. It's definitely going to get a lot of attention. It should sell pretty soon. It hasn't sold yet, but it should sell pretty soon. And just that traffic that your store gets on eBay is, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I get a lot of views. I get a lot of impressions, they call it. and it's basically like eyes on a product. So when you have when you walk into a store, you see Best Buy or something, you see all the displays of products, and you're constantly looking at it, constantly seeing it, and eventually it translates into a buy. It's the whole reason why advertisement commercials work, because the more and more you see a commercial, eventually you get suckered into buying it. You see the commercial, then you go to the store, then you're like, hey, wait a second, something triggers in your brain. I saw that commercial. I'm going to try that. And then, they hooked you. They got you to buy it. Doesn't work all the time, but it works. It works. Advertising, putting things in front of people's faces. That's eBay calls it impressions, but putting things in front of people's faces eventually translates to a buy. Of course, this would be a buy no matter what, but it wasn't in there. The Elite controllers, the Xbox Elite controllers, typically go for $100 or more, depending on the condition, if you have all the accessories for it. So something like that, I'd be willing to pay up to $50 for it if it had everything in it. But there was zero in there, so. And I think it was, I'm not sure if you guys caught the price. I didn't catch the price. I think it was $16 or so. So, for an empty box. They should take the box down is what they should be doing. So, little galaxy lamp kind of displays a little galaxy in the room, the stars and everything around the room. When you plug it in, probably put it somewhere in the center of your room, or that'll light up your ceiling there and walls. They always have this box wall pretty filled with stuff, so you just gotta really. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of scanning everything, scanning the ends. What should I be looking in something? Is there because everything could eventually everything just kind of blends into one big just blob of stuff, and it's sometimes your eyes you gotta like look away then look back to try to zero in on what everything says. Happens to me a lot when I'm going through clothes. Everything will just start to as I'm quickly flipping through clothes, looking at tags, trying to feel the condition. It's just that to me is it becomes tedious. I don't like that part of clothes. I don't really like clothes either. I should say I don't like sourcing clothes. But I will. If Goodwill's not giving me the items that I want to resell, they'll force me to start reselling clothes. I mean, the best place to get clothes is, in my opinion, would be the Goodwill bins. Just because you pay by the pound, you pay so little for it. You can get so much. The only thing is usually the quality isn't there. You have to sift through quite a few, brands or condition issues that just aren't good for reselling when it comes to clothing. And let me tell you, the bins are a fight. They're a struggle. There is a second bins location in our area, which I haven't been to, and maybe we'll do a scouting trip this weekend, this coming weekend, and see what they got, see what it's like. It's closer to San Francisco. I was talking there was another reseller in our area that I don't know her, but we all meet up at the same door to go into Goodwill, and so she was talking about it. So we may have to do a scouting trip out there. This was kind of cool, but I just don't think it would resell well. Like dried flowers and foliage and glass. If it was in acrylic or what's the other word for acrylic? Acrylic or God, what's the other word that's escaping me? That's really popular right now. Lucite. Lucite. If it's in lucite, I probably would have picked that up. And by the way, lucite and acrylic are the exact same thing. So If anybody's saying like, you know, oh, that's acrylic, I'm not going to buy it. It's still pretty valuable. Could be valuable at least. Looking at the mugs, I'm definitely looking to add to my Deneen collection if I could. I was actually watching, I don't know if you guys watch Homeschooling Picker. She just recently got some Deneen. I'm really jealous because she got some Deneen Buffalo Trace cups. They're not necessarily mugs, but they're pottery cups. They didn't have a handle. And of Buffalo Trace, if you guys aren't familiar, is a whiskey distillery. And it would be, you know, in that area. I think I'm almost 99% sure they're in Kentucky. It's along the, there's a Kentucky, what's it called? Whiskey, not Whiskey Walk or like Whiskey Trail. I forget what it's called. There's just a series of distilleries down this particular road, I believe, that I do want to, one of these days I'll get to do that. But you got these Deneen Buffalo Trace cups. I'm like, first of all, it's whiskey. I'm a huge whiskey fan, and it's Deneen. I collect Deneen. I may have to jump into a store and buy those. Those were so cool. I don't think I mean, personally, I don't think I would come across those, but you never know. You know, I like to sell wallets, and I like to sell small clutches. Actually, I just sent out a Banana Republic clutch. It was actually kind of beaded. Not beaded, but it had like a bunch of stones. A bunch of, I think it was like a what do you call it? The name is escaping. Oh. Forgot what the name of the stone is. They're the little green stones. I can't remember the name, but they're little green stones, natural stones, and it was a clutch just covered in these little stones. It was Banana Republic, and ended up selling that just recently. It was a really nice little clutch. I mean, I personally don't use clutches, but I can appreciate, you know, the look of it as well as the utility of it. Let's check out this like vintage wallet. I'm not really sure. Some of these vintage wallets can go for pretty good money. Even the ones that may or may not necessarily have a recognized name on it. I have found some great Nordstrom ones. It's just branded Nordstrom, and you know they're just that longer style of wallet. You know, with a checkbook, space for a checkbook in it. Those I've sold those. Those do really well. And they do really well right around the $20 to $25 price point, so you want to get it for a few bucks. Not too much. $5 would be the limit on something like that. I'm actually looking at... I showed my wife, and she doesn't want it, but I'm keeping it. Is this little like diner style of basket to hold condiments or salt and pepper shaker? I like it. I like Tabasco. I like the vinegar. You gotta have that spicy vinegar with your sandwich, or with your eggs, and with your potatoes. Let me tell you what, there's a breakfast spot. It's actually, I'll get some footage of it too, because it's really delicious. It's right near eBay. It's a breakfast spot that we go to pretty regularly, and they make the most amazing Benedicts. Very good. And one of the Benedicts is it's a chorizo Benedict. If you guys have never had chorizo, you don't know what you're missing. Salty, you know, like, it's a Mexican sausage, but they break it up into little crumbles. Very good, spicy, and then I add some Tabasco on top of it. It just takes it over the top. If you guys never had chorizo, get yourself some chorizo. It's delicious with eggs, with beans. Very good. What do we have here? We're in the little miscellaneous pottery, miscellaneous colors that don't have a home on an end cap. Got some Winnie the Pooh. These are kind of interesting. They're from the Bradford Exchange, and Bradford Exchange did a lot of collectibles. I remember I used to when I was younger, I would get like the steins, like the collectible like baseball steins that they would make. It was like a mail order type of thing. There was no, I mean, they've actually got a website of their own, but there was no website or anything. It was, you would order it through, usually we found it like in the paper, or it would come like through a mailer or something. Remember the last one I held on to, which I think might be somewhere in a storage around here, is a Cal Ripken Jr. one, when he broke the record for longest games played. And those plates don't really appear. They're all individually priced, so maybe if they were all together for around $10 to $16, it would be a good pickup, but it's probably around $10 a plate is what they would end up selling for. And as you can see, you're paying $5.29 a plate. There's not really much profit there, especially because, you know, it's a little more of a fragile product, so you're probably gonna have to use a box. You're probably gonna have to use some padding, so that the material you're gonna need to ship it out starts to add up. Now you're talking about making maybe 50 cents or $1 if you sell it for 10. What else? What else we got here? More pottery. Also, what do you guys think of the Goodwill? What do you guys think of the Goodwills in my location? I'm here in San Jose, California. And these are the Goodwills I frequent. I mean, you see, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with these Goodwills by now. But, I mean, if you guys go to Goodwills, let me know. Do these Goodwills look just like yours? Because I see some people's Goodwills in Las Vegas, and those Goodwills are huge. As a matter of fact, we went to Reno not too long ago, and we did visit some Goodwills, and those Goodwills are massive. I was like, holy cow, is it a Nevada thing? I don't know. But this Goodwill here is big for us here in our area. And you would think it would translate to good stuff, but as you can see, not really. Not really. That white end cap does not look good at all. And yeah, clear glass. Not looking very good. And sometimes, you know, I just go off, you know, what I've purchased at these Goodwills historically. So if I haven't, you know, if I really don't buy any clear glass at this Goodwill, I'll tend to kind of speed through that area just because I'm already aware of the fact that they might not have anything. The odds are they're probably not going to have anything for me here, so I'm just going to walk right by it. Oh, the tiny little air fryer. We actually just recently got an air fryer not too long ago, which we got from the Goodwill, and it was brand new from the Goodwill, and we paid like half the price that we would have paid at Target. But it was an air fryer slash like grill, indoor grill, which is really cool, really amazing. It's right by the same brand that, you know, I think it does the original air fryers. I forget the name. But really cool. It's like an air fryer, grill, a little bit of everything. We're going to take a look at the shoes. I'm ending up over here on the clothes because the cart's looking a little sparse. Definitely take a look at hats. Hats aren't really doing that great. Hats are probably going to be somewhere around the $10-ish, $10 to $15-ish range, depending upon the type of hat you get. Definitely, I do not recommend getting into hats, especially here like $4, $4.19 a hat. Not worth it unless you know that hat's going to go for over $20. My recommendation is for me personally, going to the flea market. I can get hats there for like $1 or $2, and resell them for about 10 to 15 would be okay. But buying them here from the Goodwill for close to $5 is not good. Not good at all. That Nirvana hat's gonna go back because it's not gonna be worth it. But the hat market is definitely down. It's a down market. Be cautious. Check your comps. So that is actually going to wrap up the video here. Or not the video. This is going to wrap up the trip to the Goodwill. We got a few things here. Some pretty good items that I think will do pretty well. It's not too much, but good quality items. Let's go ahead and go into the recap of all these things. Okay, everybody, welcome to the recap here. So we got a few things. One thing for myself, and I just realized I have that purse hanging right here, which is kind of throwing me off. I'm used to seeing a white background, but I was doing some pictures, getting stuff up and listed. Now we got a few things here, nothing crazy, but let's just go over this. This is a coffee maker. You can see the picture on the side. It's a Starbucks coffee maker, and the reason I don't typically buy coffee makers, and this one was $32. Dang, I really paid up for that. But at the same Goodwill, I found the Starbucks Barista grinder, and that grinder. Turn off this light. Okay, and that grinder I bought for $32 too. And I sold it for $80. So pretty good profit on that. And this is the same Starbucks Barista, but this is a coffee maker, so I'm not sure. I saw some comps on it, right around the $50 to $60 range. So we'll see about this one. This one's pretty clean. I'm definitely gonna just test it out, make sure everything works. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. $32. I'll report back on that, or you might catch it in a short. Then, let's see. I found this Sanyo. These old tape recorders do really well. This was only $8, and this should go for like 25 to 30. I think this might be brand new. Let me just. No, actually, no. This is definitely not brand new, but still in great condition though. I'm definitely gonna test it out, make sure it works. Definitely if it works, obviously it should be a quicker sale, but I just sold one about a week and a half ago. I sold not a Sanyo, but another cassette recorder, so we sold that, and so I got another one, so we'll see how that does. Then we got, this is for myself. I'm going to clean this up, but I don't know, I'm kind of like an old diner. I mean, I don't think this is old, but just a little thing for your ketchup, salt and pepper, and all that. Has a Tabasco logo on it, so I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. I'm gonna clean it up and probably use it in my bar setup. So that was for me. Then the other thing, the last thing here, is software. Now, no sold comps on this. But, some of this old software, old vintage computer, not just software, but hardware too, can go for pretty good money. And this appears to be, it's a fast, easy, powerful audio editing, processing, CD burning software. And it's for Mac. So it says built for the Mac OS 10 or the X. So, Peak 4 LE. We'll see. I don't know. It's completely sealed. It's completely, it's brand new. So, hasn't been used. And, I don't know. We'll give it a shot. I tend to buy a lot of vintage computer stuff when I do find it. I like to buy vintage keyboards. So, and this is some vintage hardware. So hopefully there's someone out there that I'll definitely report back on that one in one of my videos. I'll drop it in a short as well too. But if it sells, I'll report back on that. Otherwise, those are the few things we got here at this Goodwill. And then let's go ahead and get into the topic for today. So I just have a couple of items that did sell. And I just kind of want to go over, the differences in them, the pros and cons, short tail, long tail items. But let me go grab those. So I wanted to highlight a couple of items that recently sold, and one of them turned out to be a long tail item, so it took a long time to sell. The other one was a short tail item, and that sold relatively quickly in comparison to the other item. So one item has a lot going for it. The other item is just a great seller. Maybe not necessarily have a lot of specifics that make it a good item, but it's a great selling item. So let's jump right into it. First, I'm going to start with the long tail item. Now, I didn't buy this thinking it was going to be a long tail item. I bought this at at a garage sale. There it is, the Muppets. And I bought it for $1, and it's going out of here for $5. So I'm making like $1.50, maybe $2 on it. But it's been sitting for almost a year and a half, and I've been marking it down. A reason why I've kept it in my store is just because it's small, easy to store, easy to ship. You hear me say that all the time. Easy to store, easy to ship is great. It's brand new. Now, this item has a bunch going for it. First of all, it's Disney. It's the Muppets, which, I don't know, I think the Muppets are somewhat popular. There's Muppet stuff that sells. It's got the two main characters, which is Kermit and Miss Piggy. It's also, not only that, it's a San Diego Comic Con international exclusive. So if you're familiar with Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, SDCC is probably one of is the biggest. And if you're into comics, collectibles, all that stuff, it's a great show. Now, and not only that, but it's a Toys R Us exclusive, and it's like it's smaller. It's brand new in the package, kind of like Lego, but it's not Lego. It's called Mini Mates. So you have Disney. Disney's a great name. You have the Muppets. It's a good name. It's not crazy. It's not as good as some other properties, but it's still good. It's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. It's also from Toys R Us. It's a Toys R Us exclusive too. So it's got like two exclusive badges on it. It's two of the main characters. It's Kermit and Miss Piggy. And it took over a year and a half to sell. And it sold for only $5. And if you look at what is currently sold on it, there's 3 currently sold in the last 3 months. And they sold, including shipping, they sold for right around $10. Mine is listed at $5. It's going to be like $4 and something change to ship it. So it's right around $10 mark. And there's others listed. There's some, I think it was one listed for $25. So now, would you guys have picked this up and, you know what? I'm going to let it sit in my inventory for a year and a half, and I'm going to make my $2 or $3 on it. And okay. Now here's the second item. This item, you saw this in a video. It's a mug. I'm not going to show it for too long because it's considered a naughty mug. And it's from this is Taylor. I always forget the Taylor NG San Francisco mug. Le Lapin. It's a rabbit mug. Vintage mug. These mugs sell very well. If you look for Taylor NG mugs, they sell pretty well. I already sold the Le Chat, which has a cat on it, cat and a mouse one, and that one sold I think for $20, and this one sold for $45. and we picked them up, like $2, two something a mug. So great profit on that one, and sold relatively quickly. So 2 examples of a long tail item and a short tail item. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, first of all, you would think with all these keywords in this item, this would be a hot item. You'd be picking these up. But it's not. It's not a desirable item. The market isn't there for this. I thought for sure when I picked it up, I'd be able to get, $10 to $15. And I saw some comps that confirmed that. But it wasn't to be. So, and here it is, a year and a half later, it's going out. The other thing, too, about items sitting long tail, make sure you know where they are. This, I have it filed away. It was in storage. It's been sitting there in a box, and when it sold, I knew exactly where it was, and I went and got it, and now I'm going to ship it out. Make sure you have a great storage system so you can find these items that do sit for a while. But had I known that this was going to take so long to ship, I wouldn't have picked it up for $1. And I'll never pick this up again if I see it. But the market could change. The market could suddenly change, and all of a sudden it becomes a desirable item. Which is why, you check your comps and make sure you're up to date with what's currently trending. But, an item like this, I mean, technically, when you see all these keywords on it, it would be like, man, like you struck gold. It'd be like, man, Disney, you got Muppets, you got San Diego Comic-Con, you got Toys R Us. Man, that is like the makings of a great item to sell. But it's not. It's not. And so if you think that you have items, even with all these keywords, this item, I'm barely making anything on it. I'm just glad to see it gone, really. And it helps, that my store is selling, it's moving, showing activity. But even with everything going for this thing, it's still sat for a year and a half. I mean, it was only $1, so it's not like it's breaking the bank or anything. I'm almost probably tripling my money on it, but $3 is enough to live on. But stay away from this item. And make sure, even with all the appropriate keywords in there, even an item that's brand new, any popular item, Marvel, Star Wars, they could be long tail items. You could have these sitting in your storage. You could be, I've sold this before. I've seen sales for this thing. I know it's going to sell. It might not. It might. I didn't. It might not sell as quickly as you think it is. And you're not going to get what you probably want for it. So, but then you have the other end. You have a collectible. Here. Cover it up. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, it's not anything to get anybody, It's not like it's not bad. It's here, look, I'll just cover it up. Look, if you're familiar with these Taylor NG mugs, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But these mugs, Taylor and Taylor NG San Francisco mugs, are very collectible, and they have a great sell-through rate, and they sell for great money, and it's a mug. So typically when you find mugs, people don't think mugs are that expensive, and most mugs aren't expensive, so they'll be priced very low. And you can make a good profit on mugs if you know what you're looking for. So something that doesn't really have all the great keywords, something that is, a little bit probably more obscure, that doesn't, I mean, how many people know about Disney? Millions and millions and millions. How many people know about, the Muppets? Probably millions and millions and millions. How many people know of San Diego Comic-Con? There's probably millions of people that know about San Diego Comic-Con. How many people remember Toys R Us? I have some Toys R Us stuff that I think I found that I pictured already, and that are up for sale as well too, like some bags and some advertisements. I mean, pop culture, just in your face items that nobody wants. Nobody wants it. Nobody's looking for it. Don't list it. but something that is, has a little bit more of a niche market. But it has collectors that are willing to pay up for this mug. Look out for this mug. Look out for Taylor NG mugs. There's all kinds of different ones. The ones we have the most success for are it says Le Chat. It's a cat with a mouse and a ball of yarn. They generally go for about $20, $25. This one here, this mouse one, not a mouse. It's a rabbit. I already forgot. It's a rabbit mug. Sold for $45. That's going to be great profit on that one. The other one, not great profit, but happy to move it. Either way, guys, let me know what you guys think of these two items here. Drop a comment down below. Again, don't rely on what you think are hot items, because even though it might have the makings of a great item, people don't want it. Ultimately, they don't want that item. So appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate any thumbs up. My Instagram will be linked in the descriptions now, so if you want to send me a message, I'm not too busy. I'm not too busy with YouTube. I'll probably see your messages because I'm not that big. I could potentially help you out if you have any questions or concerns regarding reselling, and more specifically reselling on eBay. Also, too, we will be moving up to my storage area soon. Things are looking good. A few more things to clear out of there. I hope the sound is getting better, because I went and found my Rode mic and I plugged it into my camera, so we should have better sound on this end of the video as well, too. But we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.